Good evening and welcome to the class of 1997 graduation exercises. Please remain standing while the members of the North Reading High School Band play the national anthem. Thank you, band members and Michelle O'Hamel. Before proceeding, I thank Mr. Don Bell and Mrs. Mary Staples for the work they did in preparation for this evening's ceremony. Leading their class and seated in the first row of graduates are class officers Amanda Fortin, Scott Mayette, Reagan Fitzgerald, and Melissa Sittinger, class marshals Stephanie Batchelder and John Battalis, and honor essayists Kristen Stewart, Dennis J. Maraska Jr., and Kerry Ann Arsenault. Dr. David F. Scruton, Superintendent of the Schools, will deliver the charge to the class of 1997.
Let me first begin by welcoming all of the parents, families, relatives, and friends as we begin our graduation exercises for the North Reading High School class of 1997. As Superintendent of Schools, I extend my personal congratulations to each of the members of the class of 1997. This is your moment to shine. All of us here this evening, your parents, family and friends, the faculty, and the school committee, join together to mark this important passage in your life. We are proud of your accomplishments and achievements and wish you the best for the future. In my role as superintendent, there are limited opportunities for me to interact directly in the lives of students. Unlike your teachers and coaches and advisors, all of whom profoundly influenced your life and were daily witnesses to your growth, a superintendent observes students from afar. Although I have frequent opportunities to attend student functions and maybe visit some classrooms, I'm not coaching on the sideline or directing on the stage or teaching in a classroom. From a student's point of view, the superintendent's decision to cancel school due to snow is most likely the only critical decision that a superintendent can make, and we all know what my reputation is for keeping school open at all costs. From time to time, however, I do have the chance, limited as it is, to work directly with students with the hope of adding something of significance to your educational experience. This year, I had the exciting opportunity to arrange for the visit to North Reading of 24 students from the American Nicaraguan School, our partner school in Managua. This was truly an enriching experience for everyone, one that I hope left you with many new friends and a better understanding of our global connection with other students. I must caution you, though, that a long-distance telephone calls to Managua are quite expensive. Email is much cheaper. My final opportunity to interact with students takes the form of this charge to the graduates. This charge affords me the chance to teach a lesson, to tell a story, or to leave with you a piece of wisdom or advice. I assume this responsibility quite seriously and make a deliberate effort to deliver my point within the allotted period of time. Sometimes I don't quite make it. Graduation from high school marks an important time in your life of students and parents. This graduation year of 1997 holds a special meaning for me as a parent. Tomorrow evening, my second son and younger son will participate in his graduation from Chelmsford High School. Like you tonight, he will wear a cap and gown, march onto a field with his classmates, listen to the band play, hear words of wisdom, receive his diploma, and march off to his future life, all within the sight of proud parents, relatives, and friends, and hopefully under glorious skies of early June like this evening. For me and my wife, our son's graduation, however, brings mixed emotions. While we celebrate his rite of passage and watch our son move on into his own life, we as parents also move on into a new phase in our lives to become empty nesters. For many parents and families here tonight, I'm sure you can identify with this emotion as well. Even President and Mrs. Clinton have become ordinary parents as they celebrate the graduation of their daughter Chelsea. This emotion of change was heightened this past weekend for me as we thought about the gifts that we plan to give our son in recognition and celebration of his graduation. As he's not here tonight, I can share with you the details of one of his gifts. It's truly a simple gift, yet we hope it reflects our love and pride for him. The gift is a scrapbook of our son's schooling over the past 13 years, from kindergarten through 13 years, through senior year. How fast that time has gone. We've titled it, Creating Streams of Achievements. Like good parents, we've saved every scrap of writing, every piece of artwork, every poem and report, every certificate, every ribbon, every report card, good or bad. I must admit, however, that some of his work may not have made it home. All of these items that did come home were stored in a large cardboard box tucked away in the back of a closet. As we opened the box to search out and select the pieces which would be included in this scrapbook, we felt like archaeologists uncovering lost treasures. Remember this project? That teacher, this paper, that drawing, we exclaimed as we dug deeper and deeper into the box down through the years. Parents can get pretty emotional about this sort of thing. Each layer represented a piece of his growth and education. There were good works and not so good works. There were perfect papers and one with many mistakes. There were good grades with comments like good job, and there were grades that could have been a lot better. Finally, after much debate, we selected the prized items which we felt represented his 13 years of education. Like the artifacts held in a museum case, this collection of work represents a chronology of our son's passage from kindergarten to graduation. The sequence of school pictures that we placed in this book chronicles his growth over 13 years. Juxtaposed are early attempts at forming letters in kindergarten and ending with a college admission essay. We included pieces of art, including a family portrait done in grade 2. There are poems and stories about families, places to visit, and future dreams. There are certificates and other notes of achievement. The final page holds a photograph of our son as a 4-year-old posing as a graduate from nursery school. And the background of that photograph shows a banner inscribed with the words, "Learning is fun." A space is going to be left on the final page also for his high school graduation photograph. At the risk of seeming to be overly sentimental parent who likes to brag about his kid, we hope that this scrapbook in some way represents the progress of our son's learning and serves as his readiness to move on with learning in life. This gift will be for his keeping. Every graduate should be presented with such a gift. You may ask, why do I take the time to deliberate the details of this simple gift and wonder, is he going to give any other more significant gifts to his son? I do so, however, with the idea that each of you will take a moment to reflect on your years of learning. Each of you has your own collection or portfolio of work. I'm sure that this collection is stored somewhere, perhaps in a cardboard box or simply in your mind's eye. For each of you, your streams of achievement scrapbook is highly unique and personal. The diploma which we confer to you this evening is the symbol of your work, your successes, your achievements. Education is hard work, and it's been your job for 13 years. We in North Reading are committed to your success. We constantly strive to improve teaching and learning in order to meet the needs of students of today and the students of tomorrow. Towards this end, a community-wide group has worked over the past year to think about the future of education in North Reading. As a result of their work, a set of statements about our educational mission or purpose and our beliefs about the importance of education have been drafted. Through our efforts, we hope that the education that we provide to students in North Reading will continue to help all students to be successful in order that they also will create and build those streams of achievement scrapbooks. I'm going to read to you the mission statement because even though it's in a draft form, I still think that it says something about what we give to you. And here it is. The mission of the North Reading Public Schools is to educate all students for providing a safe learning environment which challenges and encourages them to be thinking, creative, and responsible individuals who are confident and committed to excellence, service, and lifelong learning. During your years here in school, I hope that you've been challenged and encouraged in your learning. As graduates of North Reading High School, I hope that you are confident and committed to excellence, service, and lifelong learning as you will pursue this educational mission with zeal. I'm also going to read to you the belief statements, which still are in draft form, but again, I believe they reflect our fundamental commitment to you as students. And here they are. Public schools are essential to a democracy. Education is a foundation for lifelong learning and success. All children have the right to a high-quality education that challenges them to reach their highest potential. All children learn in different ways and at different rates. Schools should identify and teach a common core of knowledge as the future's basis for learning. Schools have an important role in developing and promoting creativity, aesthetic appreciation, critical thinking, health and well-being, research methods, technological proficiency, communication, problem-solving, and social skills. Schools have an important role in supporting and in enhancing essential values. And collaboration among students, parents, educators, and the community support quality education. Each of these draft belief statements represents a fundamental core values about the importance of teaching and learning. We hear such words as lifelong learning, democracy, high quality, common core of knowledge, proficiency, values, and collaboration. I hope that you, as the class of 1997, come to agree with our mission and beliefs and begin to see the relevancy of education in your life. I would like to close with a quote from Deborah Meyer's book, The Power of Their Ideas, Lessons from America from a Small School in Harlem. Deborah Meyer, a highly respected educator, is the founder of the Central Park East School in Harlem and a fellow at the Annenberg Institute of School Reform. She continues to lead public education reform efforts across the country, including recent work in the Boston Public Schools. Meyer writes, "A good school for anyone is a little like kindergarten and a little like a good postgraduate program, the two ends of the educational spectrum, at which we understand that we cannot treat any two human beings identically, but must take into account their special interests and styles, even as we hold all to high and rigorous standards. Like the words emblazoned on my son's preschool banner over 14 years ago, learning is fun." And Meyer reminds us that learning is not only fun but it's work and challenging. As superintendent, I'm very proud of your individual streams of achievements, and I'm confident that you will continue to add to your own personal scrapbook of success. Thank you. Good luck, and God bless.
Thank you, Dr. Troughton. Honor essays on behalf of their classmates will now be delivered by Kerry Ann Arsenault, Dennis J. Maraska Jr., and Kristen Stewart.
Members of the school committee, Dr. Troughton, Dr. Butler, Mr. Pesci, faculty and staff, family, friends, and classmates, welcome and good evening. Well, class of 97, we finally made it. The seemingly endless years of school are over. Now we sit here together one last time as a class, waiting for that glorious moment a few minutes from now when we'll receive our diplomas. There are so many different thoughts and feelings crisscrossing each of our minds. Some of us are feeling a little depressed, thinking about the friends we may be leaving behind. Some of us are feeling nervous and unprepared for the real world that awaits us. And some of us are anxious and hoping these speeches won't take too long so we can hurry up and get our diplomas and get out of here. Whatever the next phase of our lives may be, whether we're going on to college, getting a job, or entering the armed forces, our years at North Reading High School have prepared us for whatever lies ahead. While the teachers here have given us an academic education, there is so much more we have learned in these 4 years about life and about ourselves that is equally important. This knowledge we've gained through trial and error, by testing the water, and through our own positive and negative experiences. Life has already inevitably taught us about loss. Through the years, we've all had to deal with losses, whether in small ways, as in a sports tournament, or in more profound ways, as in the loss of a friend, a family member, or even a pet. We've had to learn to be strong, to get through these tough times, and then to move on. Often we've had the help of friends, many of whom we've met through sports and other activities at the high school. We all have our own special talents, and in the high school, many of us have had the chance to join a club or team to be with people who enjoy a common interest. This has also taught us about stress and anxiety. Do you remember the first time you tried out for a sports team or for the play, or you interviewed for college admission? All too quickly, we learned what the expression butterflies in the stomach means. No matter what we enjoy doing, whether it's an extracurricular activity, an out-of-school activity, or just hanging out with friends, we've learned that we all belong somewhere and that each of us really does fit in. Throughout high school, we've also learned about relationships with friends or with boyfriends or girlfriends. We've had many surprises, like when we found out that we have absolutely nothing in common with that gorgeous girl or guy we've had a crush on for years. We've seen how important our friends are and how easily we can lose them if we're not careful. And we've met some of the friends we just might have for the rest of our lives. Finally, and probably most important, we learned about ourselves, what we can accomplish if we put our minds to it. We've all learned in our individual ways that we can reach our goals, whether that means getting into graduate school, getting a good job, or getting married and having a family. Just by being here today, we all have a sense of accomplishment. I know that we will all use the lessons we've learned, both in and out of school, to reach our goals and become the leaders of the future.
Good evening. 10 years ago, could you have imagined that the Berlin Wall would come down and that Germany would be united? Could you have foreseen that the Soviet Union would collapse into many smaller states and that the Cold War would end? Could you have imagined that both the Boston Celtics and Boston Bruins would finish in last place in the same season? Who knows what the future will bring? Tonight marks the end of one chapter in our lives and the beginning of a new one. The time has come for us to leave high school and undertake new and interesting challenges. Who would have thought that these last 4 years would pass this quickly? During our freshman year, we lived in awe and in fear of the seniors. We have now come to realize that they are not really all that bad. As our high school years come to a close, we may have mixed emotions. It is a wonderful feeling to be graduating, but some of us may be a bit scared also. Our times at North Reading High School have been full of joy, laughter, tears, and pain. We have been fortunate to have had caring faculty, administrators, and coaches who treated us as individuals and who, as role models, taught us to strive to reach our highest potential. Having grown and matured from kindergarten through grade 12, we will soon enter a new millennium. We enter with vigor, open-mindedness, and some fear. We must adapt to an ever-changing and growing world, but we must be willing to accept the challenges that the future brings in order to be successful. As graduating seniors, we face a future that is full of uncertainty. Many of us will be attending colleges and universities in the fall, while others will be joining the armed forces, and still others will be entering the job market. Nobody knows what the future has in store for him or her. We must set goals for ourselves and strive to accomplish them. We must go forth with determination and resolution as we set out on a new course in our lives. As in anything one does in life, however, there will be obstacles to overcome and challenges to conquer. When one believes that the challenges facing him or her are too difficult, one should keep in mind the courage of our classmate, Greg Connolly. It was only a few short months ago that Greg was suddenly stricken with a brain aneurysm. Greg was not sure what the future had in store for him, but he knew he had to face whatever came to him with courage and determination. No matter how difficult the obstacles were, Greg managed to overcome them one at a time, and soon he was back in school and even playing floor hockey and baseball. Greg gained the confidence to meet whatever the future had in store for him. I have been good friends with Greg since second grade, and he has been an inspiration to me. Greg has instilled in me the courage to strive forth in life and not to fear what the future holds. In closing, I would like to offer these words of advice. Always believe in yourself and strive to do the best you can possibly do. One of the saddest things in life is wasted talent. To my classmates, good luck in all your future endeavors. And to all the parents, educators, and friends present tonight from the class of 1997, thank you for all your time, love and support, and patience.
Good evening. All right, you're 6 or 7 years old, and it's the first day of first grade. And out pops that inevitable first grade question, what do you want to be when you grow up? Sitting at your desk with your brand new name tag attached to the front, you strain and wiggle your hand in the air, hoping that the teacher will call on you. Then, victory. You caught her attention. At the time, our answers reflected the small knowledge we had of our world. I mean, how many of us answered policeman, football player, doctor, or ballerina? Ironically, the same little boys and girls who answered that question 12 years ago now reply with slightly varied answers. Answers such as biomedical engineer, computer programmer, human services specialist, and yes, even funeral director. What most people miss, however, is that this question implies that one can't be someone or something until he or she is grown up. But as the famous philosopher once said, to be is to do. So on this, our last occasion together, before we all go our separate ways, I would like to take a minute or two to reflect on all the different things we have done and all the people we have been over the past 12 years. Which were you? A batch bulldog, a hood chieftain, or a little bumblebee? When we were the kids who waited anxiously for snack time, nap time, and recess, when our biggest worries were which team would win Red Rover, who the slam war would be called against in Foursquare, and who would win the battle for the backseat of the bus during the field trips? See, we were the girls who chased the boys at recess, who fell in love with New Kids on the Block, who played with our Cabbage Patch Kids, and who attended brownie meetings. And we were the boys who thought the girls had cooties, who rushed home to watch Dukes of Hazzard, who traded our garbage pail kids, and who planned strategic advances against the enemy with our G.I. Joe joys. Then the class of '97 was promoted to the middle school, and we all became Yellow Jackets. A new school meant new friends, new lockers, many classes, and strict teachers. Now, instead of losing recess, we got break detention, or even worse, had to sit on the bench in the office. We became the devilish students who would stop at nothing to win the homeroom competitions, who would try our best to scramble down the upstairs without getting caught, and who would almost succeed in making it through an entire class while chewing gum. We were the students who attended every Friday night dance in our tight-rolled skids. We were students who went out with a different boy or girl every other week, and who traveled cross-country in the pouring rain. Ultimately, we graduated. Some of us were anxious for stability after being warehoused in 3 schools in 4 years, and others were just eager for a breath of fresh air. Who were you then, and who would you become? When we were freshmen, the high school meant freedom for the class of '97. That sense of freedom diminished over the years as our need for independence grew. Despite this, the class of '97 resolved to make its mark as the Hornets of North Reading High School. Over the past 4 years, we became the class who watched our volleyball team tear up the state tournament, whose boys' indoor track team became back-to-back Cape Ann League champs, who celebrated a quarter-century of Maskers productions, who rallied to keep daycare out of our school, and whose powder puff team, unlike those classes in previous years, fought tough and beat Revere. The class of '97 accomplished all this while still fulfilling the demanding requirements of our teachers, coaches, and directors. Yet, over these 4 years, the class of '97 developed into a group of individuals, each with his own personality, responsibilities, and goals. We are the individuals who received our licenses, served as class officers or as student council reps, joined the Alliance Against Racism and Violence, played in the band, and held jobs. We also won leads in the musicals, played varsity, created our own murals, hung out in the parking lot, and finally made honor roll. And after 12 years, we are the individuals each who have finally graduated from high school. Now, look over all the things that we as a group have done over the past 12 years. We accomplished so much in so little time, and we have a lifetime ahead of us to do so much more. This is not to suggest the class of '97 has not had its share of obstacles and failures over the years. Yet, at this crossroads in our life, regret or a sense of something left unfinished will only enhance the feeling of instability brought about by change. So be proud. Revel in your accomplishments. Remember, but do not regret your defeats, for both the good and the bad have ushered us along the journey to where we stand today. Think of all we have been. Who are you now? Who will you be? Whatever the answer may be, take pride in our triumphs. You will forever be and do new things. In all those endeavors, in all those enterprises, and in all those actions, I wish you the best of luck. On behalf of the class of 1997, I would like to say to all the parents, teachers, coaches, and directors, thank you for molding us into the people we are today and for helping us make our dreams a reality.
Thank you, Kristen, Dennis, and Kerry. Special thank yous go to Bob Pushkar, Joe Battaglia, and Linda Welsh, who gave so generously of their time to work with the essayists in their preparations for this evening. Next year, Kristen will attend the University of Massachusetts as a university scholar. Dennis will attend Bentley College on a Bentley College Merit Scholarship, and Kerry will attend the University of Massachusetts as well. Please join with me now in listening to the North Reading High School Band play Majestia at the direction of Cheryl Hamill. Thank you, band members and Ms. Hamill. There are three categories of scholarships. The first consists of scholarships presented by North Reading-related organizations and individuals, wherein the monies, criteria, and selections are made by a combination of the donating organizations or individuals and a committee of faculty. Once again, I thank Mary Staples for her work in organizing these scholarships, as well as John Gould from the Guidance Department and the Committee of Faculty. Students, as your name is called, please stand and remain standing at your seat until this first category is complete. Audience, please hold your applause until all the students' names in this category have been called. The Nedio E. Barrasso and Mary Barrasso Memorial Scholarships, Kristen Stewart, Dennis Maraska. The Nancy Freeman Memorial Scholarship, Catherine McQuillan. The Joseph Gavin Keep the Faith Scholarship, Wei Yin Leung. The Stephen Gregory Scholarship, Ryan Staples. The James Gregory Hannon Scholarship, Jason Weiner. The Edith F. Holt Scholarship, Lee Shinlugian. The Hunt Memorial Scholarship, Brian Delano. The Frank W. Kenrick Jr. Memorial Scholarship, Brian Gusso. The Nicholas J. Marano Memorial Scholarship, Carolyn Hines. The Massachusetts Citizens for Life Scholarship, Paul Cazaret. The Walter Miller Scholarship, Heath Tyler Eason. The Michael J. Mitten Memorial Scholarship, Diana Strategakis. The Mount Carmel Order of Eastern Star Scholarship, Brian Delano. The Moynihan Lumber Company Scholarship, Brian Delano. The North Reading Businessmen's Association Scholarship, Laura Grant. The North Reading Community YMCA Scholarship, Elizabeth DeCola. The North Reading Education Association Scholarship, Caitlin Fitzgerald. The North Reading Golden Age Association Scholarship, Kevin Kieran. The North Reading Hockey Booster Scholarships, Kyle Jenkins, Brian Pinkham, Brian McAuliffe, Ryan McDonald, Ryan Staples, Michael Melanson, Brett Ivester. The North Reading Little League Scholarship, Christopher Tremblay. The North Reading Music Booster Scholarship, Carolyn Hines, Mark Medeiros. The North Reading Rotary Club Scholarship, Carolyn Hines. The North Reading Youth Basketball Association Scholarship, Robert Ramsdell, Stephanie Batchelder. The North Reading Youth Soccer Scholarships, John Batalis, Amanda Fortin, Stephanie Batchelder. The North Reading Youth Softball Association Scholarship, Laura Grant, Stacey O'Rourke, Patricia Waterhouse. The Edward A. Sapienza Scholarship, Christopher Tremblay. The Bonnie Science Memorial Scholarship, Melissa Sittinger. The James Skinner Memorial Scholarship, John Batalis. The West Village Women's Club Scholarship, Amanda Liuza. And the Woburn District Court Scholarship, Kerry Arsenault. Congratulations. In the second category, the monies, criteria, and selection are all established by North Reading Dollars for Scholars, Citizen Scholarship Foundation. Under the leadership of George Luongo, the total dollar amount to all recipients this year was nearly $30,000. These monies are generated from the endowment fund, which, as you may have seen in the acknowledgement ad in this week's transcript, now has over $205,000 on deposit, by the annual phonathon, by the tree sale during the holiday season, and by the folder sale. Through the years, the amount awarded through Dollars for Scholars, CSF, is approaching $400,000. And thank yous are in order to the generous people and businesses in North Reading, as well as to the volunteer members of the chapter. Dollars for Scholars Awards this year. Caitlin Fitzgerald, John Batalis, Jason Weiner, Joseph Gorman, Carolyn Hines, Catherine McQuillan, Jennifer Garagari, Elizabeth Kay, Dennis Maraska, Michael Ebner, Brian Pinkham, Paul Cazaret, Lauren Greenwood, Michael Eastman, Scott Mayette, Melinda Daniel, Elizabeth Balder, Michael Stone, Deborah Bellavance, Diana Strategakis, Jennifer Thurston, Amy Paul, Allison Skinner, Daniel Slack, Paul Welsh, and postgraduates Nancy Poon, Matthew Puglia, Kimberly Click, Johanna Ebner, Christina Lex, Erica Lex, Michael Welsh, Jennifer Welsh, Peter Udachani, Julie Baker, Gwen Bork, Nancy Trider, and Laurie Stanley. Congratulations. The third category of additional scholarships and awards is as follows. National Merit Scholarship Program Letters of Commendation, Melissa Sittinger, Kristen Stewart. Christian Herder Scholarship, Michelle Moffett. Daughters of the American Revolution Good Citizen Award, Dennis J. Maraska, Jr. The Massachusetts AFL-CIO Boston Commons Union Local 589 Scholarship, Brian Pinkham. Wakefield High School Class of 1963 Scholarship, Brian Delano. St. George PTA Scholarship, Diana Stratigakis. 9X Dollars for Scholars Scholarship, Andrea Califatis. The Citizen Scholarship Foundation National Service Scholarship, Brian Delano. The Elk Scholarship, Dennis Maraska. And the Boston Regional Medical Center Award to Megan Horn. Congratulations. Mrs. Maureen Vaca, Chairperson of the North Reading School Committee, will now confer diplomas, assisted by Vice Principal Robert Pesci and by Superintendent of Schools, Dr. David Troughton.
Good evening. Congratulations, a word that you will hear often over the next few days. Congratulations. It means an expression of joy or an acknowledgement for achievement. It also means to give praise for someone's success. Congratulations to the class of 1997 from the North Reading School Committee. We acknowledge your success in meeting the challenges of high school. We offer praise for having achieved the requirements for a diploma. Congratulations. May it be a word you hear often in your life.
Essex Commencement Photographers has been retained to take an official picture of each graduate as he or she receives a diploma. But I ask that you not block the views of the audience, especially in the lower rows.
Stephanie Batchelder. Amanda Fortin. Scott D. Mayette. Reagan R. Fitzgerald. Melissa Sittinger. Kristen M. Stewart. Dennis J. Maraska, Jr. Carrie Ann Arsenal. John R. Vitalis. Sarah May Peoples. Kevin J. Kieran. Megan Canavan. Adam Kozlowski. Darlene M. Hardery. Megan K. Horan. Jeffrey O'Neill. Michelle Lyden. Gregory S. Ford. Carla North. Brett A. Ivester. Diana Catherine Strategakis. Brian D. Gusso. Erin Marie Butler. David J. White. Juana C. Wilson. Alicia L. Casey. Mark A. Berg, Jr. Kate C. Pearson. Damian R. Costa. Erica Beth Ducrow. Tyler Eason. Michelle L. Frangillo. Paul M. Welch. Jacqueline M. Gill. Joseph D. Gorman. Lauren Marie Greenwood. Brian M. Delano. Amy M. Paul. Jason A. Weiner. Kimberly M. Martin. Robert C. Ramsdell. Michelle Moffett. Sean Maloney. Allison R. Skinner. Michael R. Melanson. Laura Ann Grant. Gregory P. Connolly. Jennifer R. Thurston. Kelly Jean Corbett. Brian F. Pinkham. Jill M. Barringer. Matthew L. Buchanevitz. Elizabeth A. DeCola. Michael Ebner. Andrea D. Calafadis. Mark R. Medeiros. Julie McCarthy. Christopher J. Tremblay. Lauren M. Hashi. Daniel Mitten. Tara Jean Brennan. Shane Simone. Stacy O'Rourke. Jason Q. Breyer. Gina Castrini. Thomas M. DeVoe, Jr. Amanda L. Foy. Daniel J. Slack, Jr. Suzanne DeRoches. Daniel N. Ferreira. Erin Colleen McCarthy. Michael John McNeil. Y. Yin Leung. Ryan Douglas Staples. Amanda Liuza. Paul Casire. Catherine McQuillan. Michael C. Stone. Lee E. Shenlujan. Robert F. Pestel. Corinne G. Hudson. Andrew Hood. Erin McElhenney. Mark A. Scarfo. Jacqueline A. Dottoli. Kyle M. Jenkins. Paula D. Steed. Kevin J. Cordy. Patricia E. Waterhouse. Kelly L. Anderson. Melinda G. Daniel. Deborah L. Bellavance. Colleen A. Feely. Clementina M. Lucci. Valida K. Marsden. Melissa Beth Mahoney. Caitlin J. Fitzgerald. Carolyn M. Hines.
The class officers would like to thank the faculty and staff for 4 wonderful years. We would also like to thank the class advisors, Mr. Bell, freshman and sophomore years, Mrs. Janes, junior year, and Mr. Ujeri, senior year. Without their time and efforts, none of our activities would have been possible. On behalf of the class of 1997, we represent to the North Reading High School a custom-designed entrance rug. Congratulations, class of 97. Oh, no, let's present.
Thank you, class officers, all members of the class of 1997, and a special thank you to Senior Class Advisor, Mr. Ruggieri. We also thank the Auxiliary Police and the North Reading Police Department, Media One Cablevision and Rich Porcelli, the School Department maintenance staff, and the Rotary Club of North Reading, which has been sponsoring the all-night party for 40 years. I'd ask the spectators, please keep the exiting area clear down this end of the track. The high school band will play the recessional. I am pleased to present to you the North Reading High School graduates of the class of 1997. Marshals.